WK2FM, world knowledge to free minds, and you're behind at the same time. All right, this is Khamisi Fox, your master of ceremony. World knowledge to free minds, and you're behind at the same time. All right, WK2FM. We're going to live up to the motto. We're going to free your mind and your behind. It is a combination of information and inspiration. So we want to inspire and inform at the same time. If you go to WK2FM.com, you will find that inspiration in the form of music, conscious music, inspirational music, nothing low level. It's going to free your mind and behind. It's going to make you move as music does. It's going to inspire you as music does, but it's also going to inform you. You're going to get that at WK2FM. You know, when you check out the videos, you're going to see some of the videos, some of the broadcasts like the one you're hearing now. This is my first time on Spreaker. This is my first time using this platform. And I'm going to use that to carry my cell phone through. So I'm Khamisi Fox. But what you're going to hear now is we're going to crack open the books. Because inside of books is the treasure. The answers, the solutions that we're always calling for, they are inside of the books. Okay? I like to let that be the foundation of my broadcast and everything that I'm doing. I want the books to be the foundation. You know, let's get straight to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? I don't want to just talk about current events and be a person who just talks about current events and, you know, celebrity gossip and whatnot. Some of that stuff can be woven in, but I want the foundation of what I'm talking about to be the books, the word, as people say. But when I say the word, I'm talking about the wise words of many, not just what we call the word, which most would consider a religious book. In particular, in this society, more often than not, the King James Version of a Bible, they call it the word. But these are words of wisdom. We write words of wisdom every day. And I would dare say that the words of those books, Bible, Quran, and any other book, even the Bhagavad Gita or whatever, these are writings from the hands of men. These are thoughts from the minds of men. Okay? But I don't want to go too far that way. I just want to, preface that as I crack open the books. And what we're going to crack open today is a book called The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. I know you've heard of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Well, this is the 48 Laws of Black Empowerment by Dante Fortson. So, go with me here. Go with us. All right. The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. The concept of black unity has been a fleeting dream for the last 400 years. If we look at history, it seems that the longer we spend in America, the more divided we become. When black families were split up, other slaves became their family out of the necessity of survival. But it seems that the more freedoms we get, the more we want to hold each other back, tear each other down, and kill each other off. That's not by accident, but by design. And I'm going to just stop right there because that is so very true. It is to the point that we have a group of people, two tribes identifying themselves as ADOS and FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, American Descendants of Slaves. We've gotten so tribalistic about that we are hostile to other people who come here to this country and say that they're taking opportunities and so forth and so on. Yeah, we want to hold each other down. It is really true. I could go further into that, but I'm going to keep reading. And I hope the listeners don't mind me interjecting, because that's what I do. That's what I'm going to be doing. See, I'm cracking open the books, but we're also having class. We're going to talk about things that I feel need to be talked about. Okay? So just go with us. We're in the 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. Next paragraph. And I'm just going straight in the book. This is what would be called a preface or foreword or something. He doesn't call it that. I don't see in the book, but that's what I'm calling it. So just go with me. The same tactics used by the slave masters and politicians to tear us apart can also be used to reverse engineer our problems. We don't have to riot, rally, or revolt to make any of these changes happen. There's no group to infiltrate with COINTELPRO, no movement to demonize, no leadership to kill off or imprison. Not only is black unity achievable, but it is achievable in as little time as it takes for you to digest the ideas presented in this book, apply them to your life, and then pass them on. To get where we want to go, we only need to focus on making small adjustments to the following areas of our lives. And he names 5 right here. 1, personal. 2, family. 3, business and finance. 4, community. 5, activism. I'm going to go back to this last sentence because the main word here, he says to get where we want to go, we only need to focus on making small adjustments. So you see, that word focus is a big one because that's what we fail to do. If we were to focus on our problems, most definitely we would get them straightened out. If we were to focus on overcoming and conquering, this shitstorm, if we were to focus on it, we would be doing a whole lot of things. But focus is what we don't do. Our focus is broken up. I preach against the television all the time. I preach against it like a Christian minister preaches about the Bible. The television is our enemy. We can use it, but it's our enemy. It is our enemy. I mean, I can't put it no plainer because it is programmed by our enemy. So it is not programmed in your interest. It is not. There's nothing on the television. All my years of watching television, nothing has come on there that has inspired me, that has made me proud to be a black man, that has given me self-esteem. I had to find my self-esteem elsewhere, not through the television, not living vicariously through characters. Okay, so I don't want to go too far off from where Brother Fortson was at, but he named 5 areas that we can focus on. And like he said, there's no group to infiltrate. This is just black people being on code, what we call on code. In these 5 areas: personal, family, business and finance, community, and activism. And I would like to add, turn off the TV as you focus, because the only way you're going to focus on anything, you have to turn off that television. I mean, the commercials, we have the TV playing even when we're not watching it, which means it's a stronghold in our life. It is a common part of our households, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have your open enemies programming be a normal part of your household and your daily living. It shouldn't be. It absolutely should not. I don't know how I'm sounding, so I'm going to readjust the mic a little bit. Looks like I'm going to have to turn this gain all the way down. Looks like Spreaker has a good enough microphone that I don't have to do anything extra with my Yeti. But we'll see when I play this back. Okay. Moving on. I've cracked open the book. We're inside the 48 Laws of Power by Dante Fortson. Let's go. In the 1960s, the original Black Panthers put together a common sense 10-point program for the black community, which has gone ignored in discussions on how we progress as a people. They also put together 8 points of attention, 7 of which are on life support in our culture. And number 1, speak politely. 2, pay fairly for what you buy. 3, return everything you borrow. 4, pay for anything you damage. 5, do not hit or swear at people. 6, don't damage property or crops of the poor, oppressed masses. 7, do not take liberties with women. Yeah, he's right. Not all of those are on life support in our community. Just the rap music alone goes against every one of these. You know, the public persona of the rap that we listen to, the trap, the drill, the mumbo jumbo, it goes against all of these. Like, speak politely. Mumble rapping is not speaking politely. Rap has been dumbed down. I can talk about that. I can go into the golden age of rap, which is the late 80s to early 90s. The golden age of rap marked by our wearing of African medallions. That is a piece of memorabilia, a marker to show how far down we have fallen. The golden age of rap, the golden age of consciousness and lyrical, when the lyrics were more than just rhyming for the sake of riddling, as Chuck D would said. It was about knowledge. We were rapping ourselves into power, literally. Right? But, so all of these do suffer. All 7 of them. Absolutely. So the brother is correct. So we're going to move on. And I'll repeat that. They also put together, talking about the Panthers, they also put together 8 points of attention, 7 of which are on life support in our culture. Speak politely, pay fairly for what you buy, return everything you borrow, pay for anything you damage, do not hit or swear at people, don't damage property or crops of the poor, oppressed masses, do not take liberties with women. All are on life support, absolutely. All right, moving on. In this book, you'll find influences from the Black Panthers, the 50th Law, Marcus Garvey, and many others. The collective black consciousness has given us a roadmap to change, but it is up to us to follow it. Okay? And there's a quote following here by Langston Hughes. It says, I have discovered in life that there are ways of getting almost anywhere you want to go, if you really want to go. That is so true. The reason the black race is not where we are, where we should be, because we really don't want to go there. I say we're a lot like domesticated dogs. When you open the house, when you open the door, open the cage door, we don't want to leave. We eating good in here. Master feeds us. Yeah, sure, he kicks us every now and then, but he feeds us, though. This is where we get our meal. We certainly don't want to go out here and have to go get our own food. Yeah, we are not where we need to be because we don't want to go. We're too comfortable, and we're like domesticated dogs. You can open up the door of the house. We will not leave. The door is wide open. We can leave, but we don't want to leave. What we want to do is we want to complain about living conditions. Make it comfortable in the basement for us. Give us better sheets, better blankets. Make it more comfortable in the master's house. We don't want to leave his house. We want more comfortable accommodations. And we want master to stop killing us and kicking us and beating us and hanging us and doing whatever he wants to do. But we don't want to leave the house. But we just want you to appeal to you to treat us better. Yeah, that's how a lot of us sound. That's how a lot of these groups sound, you know. I'm going to move on because the brother's telling the truth. We're getting the truth and we're getting it straight up. We're inside the books where we need to be. We need to be. This is the TikTok generation, and I know how hard it is for this generation to get inside of a book. Even my generation had a difficult time getting inside of books, leading us to reading as an exercise, a daily exercise, and a way of life. It is hard to get us into that. The TikTok generation, you can almost forget about it. But if by chance somebody can get some use to even tune into this broadcast, we're making some headway. I'm in the 48 Laws of Black Empowerment by Dante Fortson. Come on, let's go. And it says personal. It says, we can't change the world around us until we make changes to ourselves. It goes back to the saying, lead by example. People's friends tend to reflect who they are, which is why the following sayings were created. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. Birds of a feather flock together. One rotten apple spoils the whole bunch. These are these are words of wisdom. And just like I said, when it comes to Proverbs and, the word, as they say, is written by men. These utterances that we quote often, even from the Bible, are the wisdom of men. What goes around comes around. Minus the Shakespearean English and the confusion that might be thrown in it, the core truths are truths that are the wisdom of men. This could very easily be a scripture as well. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. Birds of a feather flock together. One rotten apple spoils the whole bunch. I'm going to move on and read that because, what I said about the words and the words, you'll see, that wisdom is all around us all the time, but we don't crack open the book to get to it, to discuss it, to open it up. We don't take advantage of what many work so hard. People who write books, they work hard to leave an impression. Especially a book like this, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. I'm sure brother put a lot of thought into this. Perhaps a lifetime of thought. It is not, who are we to take it for granted and not check it out if we are really conscious and woke and revolutionary and want to be free? Who are we to ignore something like this? There's so much wisdom, so much truth, so much information, so much of the answers to the questions, what are the solutions? It's in a book. Here a brother has outlined 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. I don't want to go too long about the book. Let me go on into the book. Let's read. The way we think, the way we behave, the energy we put out, and the way we respond are all choices made by us on a daily basis. By taking a more conscious approach to several areas of our lives, those changes will carry over into other areas outside of personal and manifest into positive results in our family and community. So very true. And here's another quote by Maya Angelou. See, he sprinkles quotes throughout this too. I'm going to read all of them too. Here's Maya Angelou. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Timeless wisdom here. These could be scriptures. In fact, they are scriptures. The fact that it's written down, that means it's been written, it's scribed or written, then it's a scripture, what I'm reading. All right. And he also goes on to say, 1, all praises to the Most High God over everything. We are naturally spiritual people. Christianity, Black Hebrew Israelites, Islam, Jehovah's Witness, Kemet, and ancestral religions all share a common belief that there is something more than the natural world we see. Very rarely do we find a true atheist among us, which is why we must all put our faith in the Most High God. Well, I say that we should put our faith in ourselves because we believe in everything but ourselves. We believe in Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Yahweh, the great pumpkin. What we don't believe in is the man and woman in the mirror. We have a problem with each other, and we can claim all the religion we want to. It has not made a dent in this black self-hate that we actually practice every day. We can claim what religion we want to. I'm talking about what we actually practice. Our religion, our true religion that we truly practice, even though we don't claim it, we absolutely practice, is white supremacy. Hello? The black people in America practice white supremacy. It is our true ideology above and beyond whatever religious books we say we read, whatever religious affiliation or whatever thought club that we want to identify with. We're all practicing white supremacy. The average one of us will fail the doll test even now. We will think that the white doll is cuter, or the white doll is better or smarter, or all of the above, and the black doll is lesser. We still are in that mind state today, I say. I do not like to waste my time. I don't like to waste my mind. I don't like to say I'm an activist or a struggler. I'm in the struggle when I'm all about conquering and winning. That's it. That's it. That's all your adversary is about, conquering and winning. He's not in the struggle. You don't hear white people say they're in the struggle. No. They're all about winning. It's win, take it all, or nothing. We need to start being more like that. Absolutely. So let me leave off right here because he made reference to the Most High God. Let me see here. Let's move on because that's a whole nother subject there too. You know, books lead us in this way. Let's follow the 48 laws. Let's follow, the author here, Dante Fortson, in his work, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. Okay? So, all right. The root cause, he says, the root cause of our spiritual division is our inability to agree on the true name of God. It is Yah, Jehovah, or Allah. Or he says, is it Yah, Jehovah, or Allah? To that question, the Bible offers a valuable piece of wisdom. When Moses asked God what his name was, he was given the name Jehovah in the King James Version. But he also revealed to Moses that he was not known to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by that name, but by the name God Almighty. Well, he certainly couldn't be going by the name God Almighty because the root word of God is Gut. It's a German word, and I don't even want to get into it. The word God is not a proper noun. That is a common noun. God is just like cup. There are gods. There are other gods. This is a cup. No specific cup. It's just a cup. And there are many cups. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion concerning that. But we need not get wrapped up in that because we're cracking open the books. We're getting to the good parts that we can take. As far as God, that is a discussion that is a never-ending discussion, by the way, that we won't get anywhere if we go down that path, all right? Because nobody can prove or disprove their particular God or what he said or what he meant and so forth and so on. I'm cracking open a modern-day book called The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment by Dante Fortson. This brother, whoever he is, put this together, took his time. It is a very sound work so far, a very sound work. We need not take these things for granted, people, while asking for solutions at the same time. The solutions are not on Facebook. The solutions are not on TikTok. The solutions are not on social media. Bits and pieces of the solutions are on there, no doubt about that. But that's not what most of us are partaking in. All right. So with that said, let me move on. And this is a, chapter or verse, if you will, called Cultural Importance. Cultural Importance. Let's see where Brother Fortson is going with this. When our ancestors were brought to America, they had their faith stripped and were then taught a Eurocentric interpretation of the Bible. They didn't want us praying to the Most High, so they replaced him with their own likeness, so we look to them as saviors. And to this day, we still look to them, no matter how much we try to repaint this character, Jesus, and all the other characters. These are black people but we can't see them that way because those chains have not been broken yet. It is my job to help break those chains by giving it to you raw, the straight truth. I don't have to curse. I don't have to swear, but I do have to remain steadfast, strong, and uncompromising. Okay? So let's move on. And there's also a quote attached here. It says, "So I say to you, seek God and discover him and make him a power in your life. Without him, all of our efforts turn into ashes and our sunrises into darkest nights. Without him, life is a meaningless drama with the decisive scenes missing. But with him, we are able to rise from the fatigue of despair to the buoyancy of hope. With him, we are able to rise from the midnight of desperation to the daybreak of joy." Yes, I would say that those are very much wise words spoken coming from a god and a goddess in this point. Sister Shahrazad Ali, that goddess, she dropped, holy scripture and a couple other bombshells in the early 90s with that book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. She drew the sword, and the benefits and the ricochet of that work resonate right now. It resonates right now, even as I speak of it. Powerful works. Who are we to overlook these powerful bombshells of truth and understanding inside of books if we are afraid of the books? So, as I move on, know your identity, all right? Almost all of our history has been hidden, lied about, or whitewashed into non-existence. But there are enough meaning fragments to piece together what actually happened. There are maps, journal entries, newspaper clippings, and historical descriptions that the internet has become a repository of information. If we look at the evidence subjectively, there are only a few possible conclusions that can be drawn from it. A great place to start researching is with the 1747 map of Africa created by Emmanuel Bowen as part of his last collection. After that, there is a 1766 French collection, a map created for the Duke of Orleans that contains notes about our identity. And, we can get lost in things. Sounds like the brother is well more prepared than, the average person. If you got a good pickup truck where you can travel off road into snow or whatever the conditions are, and that's a good condition to be in, It's much safer to be, it's much safer. Well, let me just move on, y'all. I'm gonna dig even more into the book. All right, you can call this a chapter or a verse or whatever you want to call it, but it has a heading. Be yourself. Certain kind of pride comes with learning the truth about who we are, but that's a journey that we have to make for ourselves. The entire world, but especially America, is built on the European idea of beauty and acceptance. We will never fit those standards no matter how hard we try because they aren't meant for us to meet. Yeah, we're willing to wait as the brother does what he has to do, handles his business. It's not my business, it's his business. All right. But there won't be anyway, let's move on. Be yourself. A certain level of pride comes with learning the truth about who we are. But that's a journey that we each have to make for ourselves. The entire world, but especially America, is built on the European idea of beauty and acceptance. We will never fit those standards no matter how hard we try, because they aren't meant for us to meet. And that's just, that's some more of the cosmic joke. Because, you never riding high when you are taking all you can from these convenience stores, these inconvenience stores that are not owned by us. It's owned, but not owned and operated. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Okay, everybody, please excuse that delay as we get back on track. There was a long pause and a long delay right there. I apologize for that. This is my first time. Once again, this is my first time on Spreaker. And I'm going to do something that a lot of people do. We're going to take a commercial break, but we're going to take the commercial break with let's talk about more edutainment. It's Khamisi Fox, yours truly. Khamisi Fox, yours truly. Culture Bandits trying to take what's ours. And, the knowledge in the song, it speaks for itself. This is WK2FM. This is Khamisi Fox. I'm your, I would say, master of the ceremony. But, it's me. This is WK2FM, and we're going inside the book, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. Roll. We're going to take a little break. We're going to listen to a cut, and we're going to be back in the saddle. Let's go.
WK2FM, world knowledge to free minds. And
let's talk about them culture bandits. Khamisi Fox. Trying to take what's ours. We created all of this. Shout out to Dale Jones, the war correspondent.
They try to take what we created from us right up in our face and represent it to us as something that they originate. Take our rapping, breaking, DJing, and graffiti art, and leave us with the gangster rap, the negative part. They want black music, but they don't want black folks making money from it. We make the world go round, we should be the ones who run it. They don't want us to have power. Culture bandits trying to take what's ours. I grew up watching Happy Days, that was just a crappy way to still do-wop, like they do in hip-hop. Coming through the back door, doing what we used to do, beatbox, break dance, and electric boogaloo. They'll create the TV shows, they'll create the avenues, there'll be people making money from it, but it won't be you. It will be your adversaries and the ones who call you nigga. You give hip-hop to them, they'll blow it up, make it bigger. There'll be names like Timberlake, there'll be names like Macklemore. They will take your R&B and come back and mack you more. They will be steady robbing, making their pockets sick, but they got to give it up when we stop taking it. Our cultural legacy is what they playing with. They will blow your music up as long as you ain't saying shit. To make it, I gotta submit to being son. I legalize black manhood by being one. They try to take what we created from us right up in our face and represent it to us as something that they originate. Take our rapping, breaking, DJing, and graffiti art, and leave us with the gangster rap, the negative part. They want black music, but they don't want black folks making money from it. We make the world go round, we should be the ones who run it. They don't want us to have power. Culture bandits trying to take what's ours. I'm too old to be rapping while others are still singing. Please tell me what's the difference. Try to do your own thinking. They dumbed us down, but that's not how it has to be. Hip-hop is not supposed to limit your mental capacity, but that's what it's been doing for 2 decades and some change. It's time to cast a rap trap in for some change. I will never bow down just for popularity. Instead, I'm more concerned with changing the polarity. I'm listening to what my inner voice is telling me. It's telling me rap now or forever hold my peace. It's survival of the fittest like Havoc and Prodigy. So I gotta be as fit as I can possibly be. It ain't nothing toxic about my masculinity. White supremacists and feminazis trying to limit me. The Rainbow Coalition's on a mission to shame me into getting with a mad cause I don't listen. They try to take what we created from us right up in our face and represent it to us as something that they originate. Take our rapping, breaking, DJing, and graffiti art, and leave us with the gangster rap, the negative part. They want black music, but they don't want black folks making money from it. We make the world go round, we should be the ones who run it. They don't want us to have power. Culture bandits trying to take what's ours.
Yes, y'all, from the forthcoming album, We Hip Hoppin' at WK2FM, Khamisi Fox and DJ Wayne, the Mix King. Yeah, that's something that's coming forth on the next album, on the album that will be released. You'll be able to get it on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify. You'll also be able to get it at WK2FM.com. Come on over. But in the meantime and in between time, let me get back on track. We're inside the book. We cracked open the book, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. I was intending to crack open the book, The ISIS Papers, which I have read, but I wanted to re-crack it open again, so I went to go look for it. It's out of print. I went to Barnes & Nobles, a place they used to have a black section in Barnes & Nobles for black books as well, but now they don't. Any black book that's in Barnes & Nobles now, any of those old books that like the ISIS Papers or something like that, you will find in the department called Social Sciences. Social Sciences. So they don't have a black sector anymore. You can't find the works of Dr. Clark and Sheikh Anta Diop and all of that in a black section. Some of the books that they've handpicked will make it into that category of, Social Sciences. Boy, I tell you, these people, they cover their tracks as best as they can. And they're like, even with there is a book that stands out in that, on that shelf of social sciences, one called Critical Race Theory. That's one they definitely want you to read. So they want you to follow into their idea of critical race theory, which is basically don't talk about who we are. This is the Caucasian race saying don't talk about who we are and don't talk about what we did. Our history is ugly. We don't want to hear it. We don't want you to hear it. We don't want you to focus on it, and we don't want to slip from our position. So we're not even going to go there. We're not going to even discuss it. What, I have done that is savage, that the world may look down upon me instead of up at me. No, it's not in their interest. So to come up with a whole lot of terms like critical race theory, yeah, they have to do that. Just like the gender bending lunacy, the terms they come up with that as well. Like, for instance, the term cisgender, which means if you're a male and you function as a male, they want to call you cisgender, as if something is wrong with you. If you're a black female and you function as a black female and you want men and you like men and you function that way, that's cisgender, according to these people. And I say it's not cisgender, it's not heteronormative thinking. That's another word saying that we assume people are heterosexual unless they state otherwise. Yes, there's nothing, that's not heteronormative thinking. That's just normal thinking. You see, they're trying to put special words on natural and normal things. The only ones who got a special title on them are those gender bending lunatics, those who engage in gender bending lunacy, right? It's one thing to engage in whatever behavior you want to, but it's another thing to be phony and to apply gender bending lunacy to normalize certain things that are by far not normal. So I'll get back to that. There's plenty of time. We're inside the book, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment by Dante Fortson. When you get a chance, go to WK2FM.com, where you're going to hear Khamisi Fox and DJ Wayne, the Mix King. A lot of big things are going to be coming up A conscious mix, y'all. Get ready for it. You're going to hear, and once you go to WK2FM.com, you're already going to hear conscious music. But a conscious mix, hey, that's not heard of, y'all. Let's be real. Let's move on inside the 48 Laws of Black Empowerment. We're inside some section, and I'm reading off maybe those points the brother was talking about. But I'll start with this quote. As long as we are not ourselves, we will try to be what other people are. And that is simple and plain and to the point and well said by, this person. As long as we're not ourselves, we will try to be what other people are. That's where the smell-o-vision and these movies come in, to make us live vicariously through other characters that have nothing to do with us. So when we're living vicariously through Bruce Willis or Steven Seagal or whatever super fantastic things that we do, that's still not us. That ain't even us to any degree, okay? That ain't us with a bad tan, no. Anyway, let me move on. Be yourself. We're inside the book. It says, number 3, be yourself. And he goes, a certain kind of pride comes with learning the truth about who we are, but that's a journey that we each have to make for ourselves. The entire world, but especially America, is built on the European idea of beauty and acceptance. We will never fit those standards no matter how hard we try, because they aren't meant for us to meet. Now that's wisdom right there coming. That's wisdom right there. For some reason, I'm thinking that this is a quote from Michael Jordan. Maybe I have it wrong. But anyway, let's move on. Far too many of us, he meant to put us, far too many of us try to be like them and mimic them. Some of our women straighten their hair like their women. Some of our men try to carry themselves like their men. And almost all of us have used code switching to sound more like they sound. The irony of it is that there are women getting implants, injections, tans, and surgery to look like our women. Their men are embracing hip-hop to be more like our men. If we're trying to be more like them, and their goal is to be like us, then we should just be ourselves. I couldn't agree more. We are the ones. We are distinctive. We don't have to get any special operations or any particular work done. All we have to do is get off the couch and get from in front of the TV, and we will engage in some other activities during the day instead of just eating and anxiety eating, something I have done. I have done that in the past. I've decided to stop because I want health. I want to live, I want to live. I want optimal health. And I know that I won't get that by binge eating and not controlling my appetite and none of it. But see, this is the TikTok generation. We want our instant gratification now. We're not going to wait for it. We're not going to work for it. We want the bodies that we want, that we claim we want. And what we're going to do, instead of working our bodies to get it in the shape that it's supposed to be in, we're going to get an operation. You're going to do a BBL, or you're going to suck the fat from my stomach and put it back here on my butt so that I'm disproportionate looking, I'm unhealthy looking. But this is the look where people want you. Okay? This is the look of seduction. So, since I don't want to really go there. Once again, y'all, this is my broadcast on Spreaker. This is my first time here, so I'm asking you all. No, I'm telling you. I'm deboing y'all, telling y'all to bear with me. All right, LOL. Just joking, y'all. Just joking. Come on, everybody. Matter of fact, there we go. I'm going to make use of some of these little gadgets here. I'm going to make use of some of these gadgets. And I know that these laughing tracks and things like that. They used those things during the sitcoms in the 70s and 80s. And, it worked on our morale and it made us feel a certain way about these characters on TV. But it doesn't work on our self-esteem. I'm talking about the characters on television that we lived vicariously through. Let's get on through this. The brother says, be yourself. Oh, I think I already read that one. Yeah, I already read that one. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go down. Cultural importance. It is becoming more difficult for this generation to simply exist. Police are called on us just for being black. Our hairstyles are banned, and we are almost always depicted in a negative light by the media. You know, a song that depicts those two sentences right there, or that there's a song during the golden age of rap, that is. This was during the 90s, maybe the early 90s, by a group called No Face. There was a video to it featuring Shock G of Digital Underground called No Brothers Allowed. No Brothers Allowed. If you ever get a chance to look at that video, it describes what the brother is talking about right here. And I'm going to repeat it. It is becoming more difficult for this generation to simply exist. Police are called on us just for being black. Our hairstyles are banned, and we are almost always depicted in a negative light by the media. Now more than ever, we need to reinforce the idea that it is okay to be who we are. That is, you said a mouthful, because right now, like I said, most of us are white supremacists. We are absolutely not okay with who we are. We absolutely do not want to be the man and woman in the mirror. We have a problem with that being. And that being us means we have a hell of a problem. Right? A no-win situation for a people who suffer from self-hatred. The phenomenon of self-hatred in the black community is almost, it should be legendary at this point, how much we hate ourselves and how much we fight ourselves, which is why I'm not in the struggle, because I'm not here to struggle in vain. I want to win. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see if we can cover all of it. He says, number 4, embrace education. I think of Steel Pulse. Grab education, my children. Grab education. Build your foundation, my children. Healing of the nation. Healing of the nation, my children. Steel Pulse. But that was during the time when music, gave us a message and information and inspiration. That was during the true golden era of rap that they want us to forget about. The era marked by African medallions as a piece of memorabilia to show and prove where our mind state was while we partook in some of these vices. I don't take part in any of them now. Now is the time to have a sober mind, but let's move on. We're in the 48 Laws of Black Empowerment by Dante Fortson. He goes on to say, embrace education, number 4, okay? And he breaks it down. It is not the Europeans' responsibility to educate us or our children. In order for us to educate others, we must first educate ourselves. Not only do we need to know their version of history for academic purposes, but we also need to know how actual history for ourselves. Yeah. Once again, there's that long pause, y'all. That means I have to wrap this thing up. Been going 49 minutes so far. This is my first time, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time. So, you know, I'm going to hit you with station ID right quick.
WK2FM, world knowledge to free minds, and you're behind at the same time.
Yeah, as I said before, you know, this is a new thing. So, you know, rock with me, bear with me. I'm going to be working with Spreaker. Okay. I feel comfortable about that. And we cracked open the book, 48 Laws of Power. We ain't finished. I'm going to finish where I left off. We're not going to leave it incomplete. And so far, it seems that Brother Dante Fortson is on to the truth here. He's on code, and this is a work that can surely help us. And I'm going to crack it open, stay up in it, swim around in it in knowledge for a while, and then I'm going to book on up. That like I'm doing right now. You know, we swim around into the knowledge. We're still open in the knowledge. It's infinite. So you see, I have plenty of material because this is just one book, but knowledge is infinite, as we very well know. And WK2FM, World Knowledge to Free Minds, we're going to use some of that knowledge, that infinite knowledge, to free the minds and the behinds at the same time. And we sure that it ain't nothing but a party, y'all. You know, we going against the drill music. We going against the weaponized rap music. The weaponized music of, you know, the other artists, if you can call them that. But we'll say that those who drill, those who mumble, those who do trap, those who stay on a low frequency or a low vibration, I'm inviting you to come on up. So we're cracking open the books, y'all, and letting that be the foundation. This is Khamisi Fox for WK2FM, World Knowledge to Free Minds and your behind at the same time. We will revisit this book, The 48 Laws of Black Empowerment, right where we left off when we come back. So stay tuned, and I'm going to holler at you a little bit later. Khamisi Fox, WK2FM, World Knowledge to Free Minds. Out.